So here we are in our sample employer where we've entered in two different self-funded contracts, one with a $45,000 specific deductible, the other with a $55,000. So now we want to walk through how we're going to be able to compare that self-funded contract information against each other and break it down in terms of that universal language of fixed, expected, and maximum cost. If I come up to my reports under plan groups and reports, I'm going to go to self-funded contract comparison. And now I'm going to be able to choose my self-funded options. And also we're going to include the fully insured renewal so that we can see what it looks like to compare a fully insured plan group against self-funded contracts. I'm going to preview that report, then I'm going to open it in a new browser window. Now we can take a closer look at how we're able to compare those contracts. Top part of the report is going to be our overview information. We can see here that we're looking at a 45,000 specific versus the 55,000. We also are able to see our contract basis and our aggregate corridors. So here's where we start assembling the cost to come up with our annual fixed cost. We have our admin fees, our specific and aggregate premiums. The sum of those equal the fixed cost. So in this scenario, we're able to see the reduced fixed cost that comes with the lower premium associated with the $55,000 specific. From there, we're going to go into expected cost, and we're going to take that annual fixed cost and apply to that our expected claims liability. Now, in cases where we also have a custom number included, we're going to be able to show both the expected claims liability based on the carrier aggregate factors as well as our custom number. The bold number indicates the one we've selected to use in terms of calculating our expected cost. Next, we're going to go to our maximum claims. So we have our attachment point. We would add to that any additional laser exposures or aggregating specific funds, add back in our fixed cost, and get to max cost. So now we really get the idea of how these contracts compare against each other in terms of fixed, expected, and max cost. Notice on our fully insured renewal that we also carry over the total fully insured cost of that plan so that we can reference that against the fixed, expected, max cost of those contracts. If we go down to the second page, we're able to see that we now have an ability to get a breakdown of the administration fees line by line, so that while we show the sum of the admin fees in our first page, here's where we actually get the breakdown of what those admin fees look like in terms of line by line detail. Here's where we would indicate any additional laser exposures. And then underneath, we're going to include our notes. So on fully insured options in the self-funded report, we'll show plan group notes. For our self-funded contracts, we'll show the contract notes that we're able to enter in as part of that contract. So now that we're able to see how we can compare that contract information against each other and compare it against fully insured plan groups as well, the next steps will be to see how we're able to move to the next layer of analysis, which is adding the underlying plan designs.